Hello knitters, Faye Lynn from Strand Knitting Studio in San Clemente, California. And today I have two classes. I have the vest classes coming up and it's going to be bunny season, so stay tuned. First class coming up is the vest class. So that's one of our, I'm going to do several sweaters that are just, these are basic construction of different garments, some of the construction that we do use all the time. So the vest class is, this is the hazel slip-on, and I finished mine, yay. I finished mine. There we go. So now this vest is for the DK weight yarns, which I would suggest, unless you just really find a worsted that you really love and just really want to use it, or you have some in your stuff. So I've got two patterns, a DK pattern and a worsted pattern. The vests are made the same way. Now you have control over how deep your armhole is, because this one has a relatively deep armhole, but we don't have to make it that deep. We can make it that deep. And of course you have total control on how long or short it is. And of course we have it on the width too, but that's part of the whole gauge thing. So for any garment class, so for this class, you need to come to class with a swatch and a top of some sort. It could be a sweater, it could be a top, it could be a t-shirt, doesn't matter, that fits the way that you want this vest to fit. Meaning the width, mostly it's the width around your hips. How do you want it to be? And so bring something that's the way you want it to be so we can get the measurements off of that, because those are real measurements and they work way better than the whole measuring tape thing. And again, because it's also like, if you want it to have ease, which means it's going to be bigger than your hips, how much bigger do you want it? And that's what the top is really for. If it's going to be tight and sort of then your measure, I still want you to bring a top, but then your measurements are easier to get. But if you want, you know, 2 inches of ease, you want 4 inches of ease, you want 6 inches of ease, like what is that? Like that is really hard to know. What is that? So that's why a top, and if it's a loose top and it has 6 inches of ease, you know exactly how that looks, and you're not guessing. And then we'll get the measurements off of that. So you're coming to, so that's, you're coming with that. And then a swatch. You always have to swatch a garment. I know nobody likes swatching. We all don't like it, but it really helps make sure it's fitting. And so you're going to cast on 30 stitches. Then you're going to knit a couple rows. Then you're going to knit a row, purl a row, knit a row, purl a row. If you want to put two knit stitches at the ends of the needle, at the ends of the swatch, you can. You don't have to. And you want it to be a good 3 inches. All right. You're going to come to class with that. And that way we can measure how many stitches to the inch you're getting compared to the pattern, because you need to match the pattern to get the size you want. If you have too many stitches, it's going to end up a little bit too small. If you have not enough inches, it will end up a little too big and we have to adjust things. All right. So, so you're going to need to swatch. So you're coming to class with your pattern, your yarn, a swatch, and a top. That's what you're coming to class with. So that class is the 28th, which is going to be a week from Saturday. And so it's February 28th from 12 to 2. Okay, and then some of the yarns we're using, I used the Rambouillet, which I'm totally in love with this yarn. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 colors. And this is absolute luxury. It's an American sheep, Rambouillet sheep, and they're merino sheep, American merino wool, and this is extra fine merino. So this is, yeah, these are amazing yarns, and it knits up so beautifully. I mean, and it just feels so nice. So that's what I used on mine, and you absolutely could use that. The Rambouillet, you'll need at least, well, the smaller sizes, you'll need 3 skeins. Once it goes up bigger sizes, we'll have to look at the pattern. The other one we have is also a Juniper Moon. This is a Juniper Moon, and it's a Patagonia organic wool. There's a ton of yardage on here. You probably only need 2 of these. And again, it's a pattern, so it's an organic merino. The first organic merino humanly raised in Argentina. So there we go. They're organic sheep. and we have a lot of colors in this one, a whole lot of colors. We've got a gray and a taupe and this burnt orange one. So those are also really good. And then of course there's Dream back here. So I have somebody using the Dream, which came in last week. So the Dream, any of this works. I would probably, no, any of it works. If you want colors going through it, then use the colorful ones. But any of these would work. I think you'll need 2 skeins for the smaller sizes, like the first 3 or 4 sizes. And yeah, so those are just some options. And we've got worsted options in the wall, along with our DK options. So this class is February 28th from 12 to 2. The next class coming up will be March 8th. Yep, March 8th. And it's bunny season. So bunny season is here. We have a really great pattern. Our bunnies aren't out of storage yet, so I can't hold one up for you this week. But we have a bunny that's made out of a square. Super, super simple, super fast. I'll put pictures up here, especially the bunnies we had last year. We had some really tiny ones that were just adorable. So these are perfect little spring gifts and Easter gifts, obviously, but even just spring if like book club or whatever, because it's so simple. It literally is a square, and there's like 2 places you sort of tie it up and sew it in, and it's amazing. You can make quite a few of these at a time. So bunny class is going to be March 8th. Now the only danger with that day is it's daylight savings time, so the clocks are going to change. So let's see, spring forward. So that means you could be late for class. So let's just make sure our clocks we're running on digital clocks and not a analog clock that you forgot to change. And so yeah, so that's March 8th from 10 to 12. So that's it for today. Just our 2 classes coming up, and the store is buzzing. We're busy. We're very busy. Classes are busy. Everything's busy, which is really, really good. And so I hope you'll come in and join in the fun. And I hope to see you in the studio real soon.